Dr. Angela McBurdy of DoctorFlute.com, and today's flute tip is on why do I play out of tune? Intonation is a lifelong battle. I don't think any of us ever conquer it, and that's because we play with an instrument that is not perfect. There are no perfect instruments, just like there are no perfect players, and so we are in a constant fight with intonation. So that's the first thing, that we are all in the same fight together. We're all battling intonation. We all need to work on it. But let's just talk about a few things that are blatantly egregious errors in trying to play in tune, and these will get you on the right track. They're not going to solve all your problems, but these couple little things will help you get on the right track for playing in tune. I want to talk about tuning. So whenever you're in a group and you play a tuning note, whether you're playing a B flat in band or you're playing an A in an orchestra or in whatever note your particular ensemble or a keyboard instrument is playing, okay, and we tune that note. Do you know what? That does not mean everything is in tune, all right? It does not mean that the entire instrument is now tuned and every note is now tuned. We can tune that one note, and all that does is get the instrument in a general vicinity of being in tune, okay? So it's not the answer to all your ills to be perfectly in tune with that one note, because all our registers are different. Our embouchure needs to change for every register, and then that will help our intonation. And if we keep our embouchure just one way, well, we're probably having more trouble with intonation. But here's just a couple ideas, okay? Overblowing. Overblowing is one of the biggest errors I see with students. And if you're playing sharp most of the time, probably you're overblowing. So how do you answer that? Well, more support. Support is almost always the answer. I feel like in biology class when I was growing up, a teacher said, here's some standard answers. Increase surface area. And he just gave us a couple different things and said, okay, those are often just the answers to a lot of biological questions. This is high school biology. And I feel like support is one of those standard answers, okay? It is often the case that having more support, better support, using your support in a more precise and concise manner is often the answer. But if you don't have enough support, you have too much air. And the more air I play with, the sharper I get. Okay, I'm exaggerating, of course. I'm sure you're not playing with no support. I mean, that was me just having a loose embouchure and pumping the air right through. But we have a variation on a theme. That is often the case. Having more support and holding that air is going to give me a better tone quality and help me to play in tune. Okay? Now, another area is the angle of which you're blowing across this strike edge. So, too many times when somebody's sharp, they think the answer is to roll in. Because it is a way to fix it, right? If you're sharp, you're going to bring the pitch down by moving your head, rolling it in or moving your head down. But what happened to the tone quality? The tone quality was definitely not the same when I rolled in. So I need to play in tune while still having the tone quality that I'm looking for. So I'm going to take my airstream and move it down by moving my jaw down and aiming my air slightly differently on this strike edge. So did you hear that pitch come down? Now, I'm not using a tuner. I can't say that that first pitch was here. I don't have perfect pitch, but I'm just showing you that if I was playing sharper, I moved my jaw and I went flatter on that one. So it's all about how you're angling this jaw, moving it down is going to lower that airstream because more upper lip is going to be over the bottom. Now, what if you're flat? We have the same but different issue. When you're sharp, you want to lower your airstream, so that means if you're flat, you want to raise your airstream. So there's different ways to do that, and one of them is do the opposite. So now I want to bring my jaw up and out a little bit to raise the airstream. Now if I do it too far, I'm going to lose my tone. So I only want to bring it up enough that I go, but that's still a good tone. Now I've got to adjust other reasons. If I don't get in tune by just bringing that jaw up a little bit, then I need to look at other reasons. Now, one of the reasons why a person plays flat is because this mouthpiece is plastered against their lip, okay? When it's plastered, there's, just jammed so much so that, sometimes I see the red on the finger here because of the pressure that it's pushing against your lip. I didn't move my head. You could see I didn't move my head at all. All I did was loosen up that pressure. And if you could see whether this loosened up, but I totally feel it. I plaster it against my lip, and then I take this hand and I loosen it up. This is what does it. It's this hand that plasters it or loosens it up, and all of a sudden that pitch comes up. And then if I use that plus angle the air up a little bit, then I'm probably going to play in tune, where we usually flat also in our low register. So really work hard at bringing that airstream up, keeping your head up. Don't let your head be down. If your head is down, probably you're playing flat. Not always the case, but that can be a culprit. So flat is often, I played flat for a long time because I plastered that flute against my lip. It was just so tight here, and my hand was always hurting and always tired. And it solved a lot of my tension problems when I learned to loosen up and keep these fingers. They work better. They're going to move better as well, but it keeps the pitch up because it's loose on my lip. Okay. And then let's just talk about this rolling in or rolling out. If you're too far out, you're going to be sharp. If you're too far in and covering too much embouchure hole, you're going to be flat. So the general rule, and I like to use general because it's not always the answer for absolutely everybody, because we all have different mouth shapes, okay, and lip widths and dimensions here. But the general rule is, if you look in a mirror when you're playing your flute, and you're just trying to be natural and not stiff, and you look in the mirror, you should be able to see this outer edge. Now, if you see more than the outer edge, I'd be a little bit concerned that maybe you're rolled out too far. And if you see nothing at all, then you're rolled in too far. Okay? So take a look in the mirror, see what you think, use a tuner and see where are you playing generally, and then what do you need to do to fix it other than moving your head joint in and out, because I can play an A and get that totally in tune and be completely out of tune on every other note. So I need to adjust, I need to use that tuner, and I need to see that on my low register I've got to keep my embouchure up a little higher, and in my really high register, the third octaves, I'm bringing that pitch down. I'm really trying to aim that air down without my head moving back and forth and without this being rolled in and rolled out. So those are just a couple easy fixes that you can do to help intonation problems, general intonation problems. They're not specific to every single note that you play. That would be a long process to work on, but very helpful process to work on. Work on those various fixes to your intonation problems and see how it goes. I think you'll find that they're really helpful. If you could just fix some of those, it can fix maybe some of your bigger problems, and then you just have to minutely adjust to some smaller notes there. So have fun working on your intonation. That's today's flute tip. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe, comment below, and share with your friends.